We all know Gandalf faced Sauron. He defied Saruman. He challenged the Nazgul and stood against the armies of darkness. But what if Gandalf's greatest fear wasn't a Dark Lord, but a place? Moria was not just a ruined kingdom beneath the mountains. It was not merely a shortcut gone wrong. Khazad-dûm was a crucible, a spiritual trial that tested a Maiar's very essence. Today, we're uncovering why Gandalf feared Moria more than Mordor, why the darkness beneath the mountains shook even a being of light, and why the Balrog was only part of a much deeper terror. This is Layers of Middle-earth. When fans think of Gandalf's enemies, they think of Sauron. But Gandalf understood Sauron. Sauron was ambition, order twisted into domination, and known evil, with known patterns. Moria was different. Gandalf hesitated before entering Khazad-dûm. Not because he doubted his strength, but because he felt something older. As a Maiar, Gandalf was deeply sensitive to lingering corruption. He could sense when a place had been wounded, not just physically, but spiritually. And Moria was a scar on the world. His warning of shadow and flame wasn't fear of death, it was recognition. Recognition that something ancient, patient, and watching still lived there. Moria did not fall in a single night. It rotted. The dwarves of Durin delved too deep, not out of malice, but greed without restraint. Their hunger for mithril violated the natural boundaries of the world, and Middle-earth always punishes excess. What they awakened wasn't just a monster, it was a remnant of Morgoth's corruption. Sealed away since the first age, Moria became something worse than ruins. It became a monument to failure. A place where wisdom was ignored, where warning signs were buried under ambition. An entire civilization paid the price for pride. To Gandalf, whose mission was to guide, not dominate, Moria represented everything that could go wrong in Middle-earth. The Balrog was not a beast, was a Maiar, just like Gandalf, a spirit of fire and shadow corrupted by Morgoth himself. This is why the confrontation was so terrifying. When a Maiar fights a Maiar, it is not merely physical. It is spiritual annihilation. To destroy the Balrog, Gandalf had to burn through his own divine essence. And yes, this answers the question many fans ask: did Gandalf really fight the Balrog for 10 days? Yes, he did. From the lowest depths of Moria, through Morgoth's ancient tunnels, up endless stairs, to the peak of Zirix-Sigil, their battle lasted 10 days and nights. Not 10 days of swordplay, but 10 days of elemental warfare between immortal beings. By the time Gandalf struck the killing blow, his physical form was already spent. This was not victory, it was sacrifice. But the Balrog was not the only horror. Gandalf speaks of nameless things beneath the world, creatures older than Sauron, older even than the Balrogs, beings that know at the roots of the earth itself. They were not aligned with good or evil. They were pre-moral, and even Gandalf, who had seen the music of the inner, refused to describe them further. Because some knowledge breaks the mind, in Moria, there was no sunlight, no wind, no stars, for a being associated with hope, guidance, and illumination. That absolute darkness was psychological torture, and Gandalf bore the weight of knowing that if he failed, everyone behind him would die. When Gandalf fell with the Balrog, he didn't simply fall through stone. He passed beyond time. His death was real, and only by the direct will of Eru-Ilúvatar was he sent back. But he returned changed, stripped of hesitation, stripped of doubt. Gandalf the Grey died in Moria. Gandalf the White was forged there. Moria taught him the final truth about evil, that sometimes darkness cannot be avoided. It must be entered, understood, and paid for in full. Moria wasn't Gandalf's greatest battle. It was his greatest fear, because it showed him the cost of failure, the depth of corruption, and the price of hope. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Tolkien's hidden lore, like the video, subscribe for more cinematic Middle-earth breakdowns, and comment below, which place in Middle-earth do you think was more terrifying than Mordor? Thanks for watching.